Hello and welcome back to We'll Run For. This is your host, Tom. And as always, I have my co-hosts, Aaron.
Hi.
Michael.
Hello.
And Diana.
Hey, hey.
So guys, how's everybody doing?
I don't know. Feels like cranky, right? Like everyone's no. I am okay. We did a hike today.
Yeah, hike run.
I
think everybody's in a bleep mood.
Yeah, I don't know why. Just is.
Yeah, I don't know. We went to the drive-in last night. They did a double feature of Empire Strikes Back and Spaceballs. So we didn't get home until, it was really good. We didn't get home until almost 2. So I slept until 9:30. I don't know. It was after 9:30.
Wow. Oh my God.
So awesome. I should be well rested because I didn't work out or do anything today. I went to the pool and laid out, but I don't know. I'm just feeling like maybe it's like the Sunday scaries because we're recording this on a Sunday.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't know. Well, we had a good hike run too. And
it started off great when I couldn't find my wallet.
Oh God. Yeah, that's true. He couldn't find his wallet. He may have punched something. I don't really know. It's been a day.
It's been a day.
No. But I mean, as far as our running.
Well, the running was fine. Yeah.
The running went good. Okay.
Yes. We have decided that we're going to keep doing the same loop that we've been doing up by Tammany, which is in the Delaware Water Gap, New Jersey area. And it's got 2,200-ish feet of elevation in over about 9 miles. So it's kind of our challenge to see how fast we can get. Yeah. So today we did more running on it than we've ever done because mostly we hike it. And today we actually ran a few sections of it.
Well, there's like in less than a mile, you go up like 1,200 feet.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like straight up.
It's pretty terrible. But
I was hurting. I almost threw up halfway up, I think.
Yeah.
Sounds pleasant.
Yeah.
But on our way back, we stopped at a cider place. That was fun.
Yeah, that looked good.
Yeah, it was really good, actually.
It's all they do is ciders. It wasn't a brewery. It was a cider place.
It must be relatively new because they had like 4 or 5 selections, not like tons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had a pretty good run yesterday. We went out with our training group, and it was a new route that we took.
Route?
But like I do, I got us lost. And so that was a bit stressful. I think overall the run felt good. For me, it was fast for me. I think it might have been a little slower for Diana for her liking.
Yeah, it was a little slow for me. Not because Tom was slowing me down, just because I feel like I've gotten slower. So I don't know. I need to start doing some more speed work and all that good stuff because my pace is not where it was. So.
Yeah. Well, I feel like my pace isn't where it was either, but I don't know. I've kind of learned to live with that a little.
I actually did speed work on the track for the first time in, I don't even know, 6 months.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that on your story.
Yeah, I did some speed work inspired by him that night too. So I guess I can make my legs go faster if I want to. But
I don't know. It's weird because there's no races coming up. So I'm like, well, I don't know. Do I need to be faster?
Yeah.
But I've been listening to some ultra podcasts too by this guy, David Roach. He's a coach, and him and his wife, Megan, just started a podcast, and they talk a lot about like the importance of the shuffle, quote unquote. So like people who like run 9-minute miles should really be almost walking some days because that's just, when it's about time on the feet. So I don't know. I took that to heart this week. And we went for a walk instead of a run on the one day. And then the other day we did like a 13:40, I think, because it was more like a walk, run, whatever. So I'm taking that to heart.
Yeah, we did do that actually. We did a full 5K walk.
Yeah. So
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I was happy with it.
So guys, I'm excited because based on feedback that we got, our topic today is going to be running gear.
Woo!
Yeah, we can get some into that. Yeah, that'd be fun.
But before we do that, Michael, Do we have any 5-star reviews?
We do. We had a couple ratings, but we had one 5-star review from M. Harrell titled Run, Laugh, Repeat. I feel like I'm sitting and having a drink with friends, but also learning a bit about running. This is a good mixture of fun stories and information, and the people are genuine. They are real and relatable. Keep up the good work. I don't think you should be getting your information from us.
Please do not get any information from us.
That is Melissa from my PCT group.
Getting information from us is incredibly dangerous.
And she probably should know that from me just being in that group.
I mean, I like the part about it feels like she's sitting and having a drink with friends.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Agree. Yeah. Just watch what you listen to with us.
We are not professionals. We do not pretend to be professionals. We like to laugh a lot. I guess we are professional drinkers. Maybe Diana. Maybe Tom.
Why me?
I mean,
if the shoe fits, I get it. But
yeah, we actually went to this brewery last night. And I don't know what just made me think about it, but they gave you a card like that basically had your credit card information on it, and you could go up and you could do your own pours.
Oh,
so
okay,
you
yeah.
got the card in the machine and you could pour however much beer you wanted, so it let you know how much you were spending.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like everyone should do that. It was so great.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
I saw that someplace else.
I've been to a couple. There's a couple of them in San Diego that I've been to like that. They're awesome. Yeah.
It was nice because you could get like a little tiny bit of one and not spend a lot of money. And then if you liked something, go back and get like a full pour of it.
I think I went to a winery that was like that, actually. I don't think that it was a brewery. I think it was a winery.
It's weird. So, going through the whole pandemic thing, the different rules that they put on these breweries. I was talking to the bartender because some of the beer you had to get them to pour it for you. But she couldn't hand it to me at the bar. She had to walk it with me to the table because they get inspected and inspectors just drop by.
Yeah.
And if they're operating like a bar where you can get bar service, they get fined.
Oh, because bars aren't supposed to be operating right now.
Correct.
Which makes sense. Yes. Yeah. That I can understand.
Yeah. All right. So guys, what are we running for this week?
Well, I just had a good dinner of sloppy joes, which is like one of my favorite foods. I don't know. Has anyone seen that Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen movie where they have the sloppy joe fight? That's all I think about. It's
oh my God. That's so funny.
Steve Guttenberg in it.
Yes, I know exactly. New York. Is it New York Minute? Is that one, or is it the other one?
Older. This one is.
Oh,
too.
Yes, I was just gonna say that. Yes,
she calls it the ooey gooey messy burger.
I have used to watch Mary-Kate and Ashley all the time because I babysat my niece and she was obsessed with those twins. So I've watched every video that it's ever come out by them.
Just the cutest. So yeah, I'm running for Sloppy Joe's. So we'll see how that treats me tomorrow morning when I get up and run before work.
Was it the can kind, like Mamwich, or like?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
We're the best in this house.
We could do vegan sloppy joes.
Oh God.
I think we're gonna do
that
some.
Sounds awful.
He has introduced me to, what is it? The what kind
crumbles?
are they? The crumbles? Yeah. Well, what's brand is that?
I think these are the Beyond Meat ones.
Beyond Meat. And I have to say, they're not that bad. I actually couldn't tell the difference in my tacos.
Sure, you couldn't.
Diana doesn't believe me.
Look,
but
it's meat in your taco. I mean, it's all the same.
All right. Anyway,
All right.
What's everyone else running for?
Let's see. What was I running for? Oh, I was running for Mountain Streams. Because
it was nice out there.
I was sitting in a stream just enjoying my day during the middle of my run today. It was a nice, it was at the right place. It was 3 miles in and 8 miles in. So, and it was deep enough where I could just sit in it, and it was up to my chest and cool off. And
yeah, he went all the way in. I kind of, I guess, went in a little bit, but he went like he just like fully sat down in the stream.
Oh my God, I can't. I have such a like weird fear of water like that.
Well, I was a little afraid today because of the storms that have been coming through that it was going to be like hard to cross some of the streams, but
they weren't bad.
They weren't bad. Yeah. So I ran for McDonald's French fries because when I was 15, I got a job at McDonald's. I worked there until I was 18. And then I swore I'd never eat McDonald's again. So for the last 20 years, practically, I have not eaten McDonald's other than maybe an egg McMuffin and some pancakes in the morning.
What kind of life are you living?
I don't know. But like last week, we stopped at McDonald's on the way back from our long run because he was like, let's just get like a double cheeseburger meal. We'll share French fries and get
we were starving.
A hamburger like to share to hold us over till we get back home because we were running at the shore. And I was like, all right, I guess so. I haven't had it in forever. And then I had a McDonald's French fry for the first time in 20 years. And I think that I went to heaven. Like I thought that maybe I died and went to heaven.
Everyone always craps on McDonald's, but it's so good when you actually.
Well, I just worked there for like 3.5 years, and I guess like there are days where I ate it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner because I worked like a full day, and so I just couldn't after when I left, I just couldn't eat it anymore. But then this weekend we went again to the shore, and he was like, "Let's go to McDonald's again." I was like, "Yes, French fries and chicken nuggies."
Oh, nuggies.
Oh, nuggies.
So that's what I ran for.
All right. So for me, I'm wrapping up my my Race Across Maryland challenge. As of today, I have about 7.5 miles to go. So I know we're recording this on a Sunday, but we were talking about recording this maybe this coming week. So I would be done by then. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to wrap this up.
So, sorry, as of today, how many miles do you have left?
Like 7.5 left.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so you're like real close.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And right now we have Ryan Teets to introduce the Will Run For community news.
Hey, Will Run For podcast. This is Ryan from Wisconsin, and this week I am running for crossing the 250-mile mark in my California Coast Challenge. It's now time to hear what is going on in the Will Run For community.
All right. So we are at what I always say is my favorite part of the episode, which is the Will Run For community news. We are going to go over what everyone has been doing and what everyone's been up to. If you guys would like to be included in our community news, please make sure that you find us on Facebook and Instagram at Will Run For Podcast, and then tag us in your runs and we will share it. I would like to say that a couple people are hashtagging still. I did take the hashtag out of this section when I comment on it because I have found it's harder to track the hashtags. So if you could just make sure you're tagging us on Instagram and Facebook with the tag at Will Run For Podcast, it will make it much easier for us to find you. I'm sorry if we miss anybody along the way. We love you all.
Sure we do. I'm just kidding. And I was just laughing because I'm reading some of our feedback right now, and I was just smiling because our dear friend Matt Frumpa first listed, and I'm currently drinking a beer that Matt gave us. And, I think he's trying to kill me. It's Rum Monkey from Victory Brewing, and I went to check it into Untapped, and it said it was 14%. So I may die.
It's pretty bad.
It's just, I mean, it doesn't taste bad. It just tastes aggressive. It's just, it's a lot. Everyone keeps laughing at it because I take a sip and I make like the worst face.
The bitter beer face.
Like that bitter.
Yeah, that bitter beer face.
But Matt, he is saying he just got back from OBX and he wants to get his lazy butt. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. I just said it. Get his lazy butt on the bike and hit that century. And then we've got Greg in Orlando. He's got an August challenge going. He wants to beat July miles, which was 278, and finish the Goggins challenge. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, it's like was it 4 miles every?
I have no idea, but 278 miles in a month.
Yeah, it's like,
and he wants to beat that.
I forget what the Goggins challenge is. It's something like 4 miles every
God.
4 hours or something for 48 hours or something.
Oh my
something like
God.
that.
I Greg on like Tuesday morning doing 11 miles.
I have to.
God.
I know. Well, I have to say that like I've never even come close to hitting 278 as an ultra runner. Like maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. I keep looking at everything Greg's doing and going, well, maybe this is my problem.
Don't compare yourself to other people.
Yeah, I don't even know. I think my most I ever had in a month was like maybe 210, something like that.
Yeah, I think I hit like 215, 220 once.
Something like that.
But yeah, I mean, generally, I don't hit anywhere near that.
No.
That's incredible. Keep at it, Greg.
All right. So Robert, he planned to run his first road marathon in BQ in October, but unfortunately that was canceled. So he's going to keep following on that plan and hopefully get that time and distance. He's looking into some alternatives for the same day or a bit later. He's also using the Beast Pacing Virtual as an extra motivation each month. So 200 miles in June, July, and August. Everyone's running.
I know. He's another one that I look at his mileage every week and I'm like, God, I'm so lame.
I mean, I ran 6 miles yesterday and I was like, God, this is so far. And then I was just looking on like my time hop, and like last year I was running like 10, 12 miles. So I don't know what I'm doing. Ryan T, he's officially marathon training. He's excited, scared, nervous, and everything in between, like all of us are. Obviously not new to marathons, but doing this virtually will be different.
Yeah, he's the one doing he tagged us and said he was doing the New York City virtual. He got into that.
Yeah, that's right.
He used his Run Disney skills to get into that because like only 1,000 people got into it. And he had said he had like 6 computers going all at the same time,
Wow.
6 devices to try. He said they was really Run Disney that gave him that experience on how to make sure he was logged in.
I'm just a mess. And then Laura V, she's challenging herself every 4 weeks to do a fast 5K. But she says it's starting to feel like summer. So she might slow down a little bit. But her goal is basically to keep showing up, getting faster and stronger so that in 2021, it will be a new year of proof of time. So she also hashtagged us in her runs, one on a treadmill where she said that she loves her treadmill, especially for speed. I know a lot of runners hate the treadmill, but I'm with Laura. I like the treadmill for speed.
I actually love it too. We were just talking about that.
Yeah. And now that our fitness center is open, I can finally get back and actually use it again. And then in her 5K speed test, she previously mentioned while that she was a little slower than her last, she was happy because it was 90% humidity. So yeah, you got to take that weather into account. And she also shared that she was done with week 6 of her dopey training plan, and it's been tough. Because it's been 33 degrees Celsius, which is 91 degrees Fahrenheit in the Netherlands. So she is kicking butt.
That's hot for the Netherlands.
Yeah, in the heat.
It does not normally get that hot in the Netherlands.
All right. So Megan G, she's working on a virtual triathlon. Since her pool is now open, she said she's going to swim more this month, and she's also getting ready for a 12-hour race in September. She also thanked our very own Erin for saying that she's from Central Jersey. Mark says there's no such thing as that, but we all know he's wrong. Megan also sides with me on the whole Taylor ham pork roll debate.
It's Taylor ham
pork roll. And through Instagram and Facebook, we saw her out running a few times over the weekend. She's continuing to train and get more time on her legs. She said that she felt great and that her nutrition plan was working out well, and that she was running for beer, and she's definitely earned those beers.
You know what she's also running for? That big fat engagement ring. Congrats, Megan and Mark.
That is true.
Yes. Congratulations, guys.
and she also gave us a shout out. So that was really nice of her. Some more feedback. So last episode, I mentioned a friend of mine, Kapil. His brother, Raul, is a pretty accomplished runner himself. And he spent the last few weeks mapping out and running segments of a self-made course throughout DC, Virginia, and Maryland. It basically connects a bunch of trails, and some of those trails include the Rock Creek Trails, Georgetown Branch Trails, Cap Crescent Trail, and Mount Vernon Trail, and a bunch of smaller routes that connect all that together. So he was out piecing that together, and this past weekend he did the whole thing. It was funny because he shared a picture of his whiteboard where he pieced it all together. He thought it was going to be about a marathon distance, turned out to be about 28 miles.
Whew.
Yeah, he's awesome, and he shared his story on Instagram, so that was awesome. He also gave the podcast a shout out, so we really appreciate that.
Yeah, I saw his. It wasn't a whiteboard, was it? It was like on his bathroom mirror or something like that. It was funny where he had it just all drawn out on there. It was real. I was like, wow, that's pretty dedicated to make your own courses like that.
I mean, that sounds like Raul.
Yeah.
Well,
and he's got that Relive app that that GPS that maps it, and you can like plot pictures along the way.
Yeah.
You just watch the playback of that, and it just kept going and going and going. Man, I got tired just watching that. Kate R., who is a huge supporter of the podcast, storied on Instagram that she was out running while pushing her kids in a new running stroller, and she had to double a run because one of her kids lost his Buzz Lightyear. So they had to backtrack and find him.
Tragedy.
And luckily they did. She also posted a really nice review on Facebook, and I'm going to read it. It said she just got into her desk at work, listening to the newest episode, and I'd just like to say thank you guys. It always feels as if I'm in the conversation as well. Though I don't sign up for races often, I followed along closely with Tom and Diana that I feel like I've been through them with them all. I think. Okay. Long story short, thank you for taking us with you. I'm sorry. Thank you for talking with us, not at us. Many podcasts do that, specifically running podcasts that she's come across. She always picks up a little tip or trick after each episode, and Aaron and Michael make her just want to run through the woods for as long as she can. And as you know, I think I just might try it this weekend without the double stroller. Keep it up, we'll run for. So that was really good feedback from Kate.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kate.
Yeah, I really love that. And I actually commented back to her that was really a great piece of feedback for me, because that was honestly one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to do this podcast, was because I wanted to have a conversation with people. And that's one of my favorite things about listening to some podcasts, is when they don't talk at you, they make you feel part of it. And that was my goal the entire time. So hearing that really made me feel really good.
Yeah, I agree. And then Amy storied that she was running for her new Sunnies with a selfie and her new Gooders with the mountain view behind her. Also, that despite the cooler temps and the earlier start, that her run still sucked.
Oh, yay. A girl after my own heart.
Oh, gosh. Let's see. DS Cans was running to finish the Run Across Maryland Challenge, where he's doing the 100-mile version. Time he posted, he had 23 to go, and finished over the weekend and celebrated with a happy hour.
Yeah, and he walked. He's not a runner, so that's awesome to run that or to walk that distance.
Yeah,
that's a lot of time out there.
That is a lot of time just going. Karate last name Chop told us something good. It was that he rescued a puppy a month ago. And now that we're home, everybody's home all the time now. So he already had 2 dogs, and it turns out that 2 dogs is plenty, and you don't actually need any more than that.
I don't know. 3 dogs seems like plenty to me.
3 dogs seems like heaven to me.
I know.
I think the other one's growing
maybe
on him.
4.
I'll give an update
5.
that it's possibly growing on him. Like behind the scenes update. Also, he had one of his. I I don't want to say this publicly, but I will. He had one of his Strava segments sniped by a 20-year-old, and he was not happy.
Yeah, he stories a lot about his runs. So he was out there running the other day, and he, after some of that injury issues that he was having, so he was testing it out. He was saying he felt good, and then I think Michael got a message from him.
Oh yeah, we were talking about but anyway, so yeah, watch out for those 20-year-olds on the Strava; they'll take you down.
But we're glad that you're feeling good and better.
Yeah, exactly. Rob_Legends did a 5K jog followed by a dip in the kiddie pool and saw a tiny frog during his run, so he will be running for frogs.
Oh, I love that. Hashtag things that made Diana cry, running for frogs.
Patrick Felicio from IG, who's in Brazil, said he found our podcast and started listening. He likes it so far. Thank you.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
The Luke_history commented to us in German when Tom posted his progress in the Maryland Challenge. And then Erin went to Google Translate. So best she got was something about bringing joy.
Yeah, I
would not. You can only trust Google Translate so much. I mean, I feel like that's a dangerous road to go down.
Yes. Well, I Googled it, and then that came up.
Okay. All right.
There was a lot of what came up was joy. So something about it was bringing him joy.
We'll go with that.
I'll take it.
All right, and then we were talking about Tom and Diana's virtual race last week and how race directors are handling live races. And I was chatting with a friend, Brian Marks, and he mentioned that I could share that he did a elk double in the Rockies in Colorado with the vacation races. It was his 60th half marathon. He did a 5K on a Friday and a half marathon on Saturday. The bib pickup was through drive-through. You showed your ID, you got all your swag and everything. They also got a water pouch so that they could have cupless aid stations. He said that everyone was assigned a start time about 15 minutes apart, not miles, 15 minutes apart. And then they broadcasted over a radio station telling people what corral should come to the field to get ready. And each group was about 50 runners or less. When one group was released to the start line, the next group was called to the pre-race gather area. So he said that everything was ran off of the chip time with awards nailed down at a later date. The race itself was normal, except that there were very few spectators. And after the race, you were handed your medal and you picked up your food box and drinks. They also had a merchandise tent where everyone was respectfully distanced. He had done a vacation race previously in Zion, which that one he said had time slots between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. midnight for 2 nights or six. Wow. Yeah, so it was a nighttime race. And you chose your own time slot. And if you chose between 1 and 4, you got $15 off. They capped it with each 1 hour time slot with 50 runners. So that was some good feedback to hear about how another race director was doing it. Vacation races are all the ones that are done in all of the national parks. So beautiful scenery. I would love to get out there and do one.
They sound really awesome.
Yeah. So it's really nice to see that they're figuring it out. Brez Kathy, who we haven't heard from in a little bit because she had the carpal tunnel surgery. She said a week after the surgery, she was back to running. 3 weeks into recovery, and she is drinking cool blue lavender vitamin water with blueberry lemonade rum. Right? With a splash of lemonade. Delightful, she said. Of course, she's still enjoying her porters and stouts. And this weekend, she was headed to the Jersey Shore. She said, cheers.
Oh, there you go.
And our friend Jen Hall said that she was running for a live in-person race this weekend. She was doing the Bel Air 5K in Maryland.
Just saw pictures of that with her and Donna.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. On the Instagram.
On the Instagram. And that's all we got.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's a lot of news.
That is a lot.
That was.
So you guys ready to get into our main topic?
Sure.
Sure.
We all prepared.
Nope.
Very much.
Not even a little bit.
Well, I feel like how much do we have to prepare? Because we are not experts.
It's true.
We're just going to give our views on what we've used.
That's true.
So there is that.
Yeah.
So this week we're talking about running gear. And let me just qualify that up a little bit. We're not talking about anything like clothing related. We're not talking about socks. We're not talking about shirts, pants, shorts, any of that stuff. We're talking about things like shoes, like water bottles, hydration packs. We're talking about reflective gear, flip belts, sunglasses, headphones, that kind of stuff. So let's start at the bottom. Let's start with our shoes.
Well,
from the bottom, then up to the top.
Yeah.
I feel like shoes are super personal. It takes a while to find shoes, right?
Does it?
They say that this whole like running thing is like this cheap sport that you can just do and you can just get out there and start running. And that is not true at all. And as we get into this conversation, we will find out how untrue that is.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I first started running, I had and I can't even tell you what they were, Nikes or whatever, just kind of sneakers that I would just wear to the gym. And then I remember I was doing a color run. So I bought shoes based on which I thought looked the best. So I bought a pair of Asics, which aren't bad running shoes. No. People like Asics and they run in them. And I basically bought them because they were like teal and had like hot pink and neon green. And like they looked like I could, for the color run. And I kind of wore those into the ground. I wore them like way longer than I should. And then I basically started buying shoes, just kind of listening and talking to other people. I know I tried a pair of Under Armour shoes and some people may like them, but I think they're garbage. Like I feel like the Under Armour running shoes are possibly the worst running shoes. And I'm from
we will not be sponsored by Under Armour.
And I know they sponsor all the races in Baltimore, but like make better running shoes because you're terrible.
Wow. Diana, why don't you tell us how you feel about Under Armour shoes?
So bad.
She is, yeah.
And when you talk to anybody about them, if you mention Under Armour running shoes, everything I'm wearing right now is Under Armour. Just the shoes are bad.
Oh, God.
But yeah, so I tried those, and then I finally went to a local running store called Roadrunners. I think they have them other places.
Yeah, we have one because that was where I got my first pair of shoes.
Yeah, so I finally went there and I ran on a treadmill. And they kind of told me, although I don't know, I never think running because you run differently on a treadmill than you'd run in real life.
Yeah, I agree.
So I did that and I got fitted for Brooks. But recently I switched to Hoka's for long runs. So I kind of alternate. Like I wear Brooks Glycerins for short runs and then Hoka's for my long run. And I just ordered a new pair of Hoka's and I didn't get wide because I didn't think I needed them, and apparently I do. So I'm going to Roadrunners tomorrow to take my brand new shoes back that were kind of normal width to get wide width.
Diana,
so it's still a learning process.
Yeah. Diana wears thick boys like Michael David.
It's true.
Yeah. Well, I never used to. I only started wearing Hoka's after I hurt my knee.
Well, I tried Hoka's and I wanted to love them because they were so cushiony and people I know swore by them. So I wanted to love them and I absolutely hated them. How you feel about Under Armour is how I feel about Hoka's. They are awful. They feel terrible on my feet. I feel like I am running on, I don't even know, like some weird cloud that I shouldn't be running on. Like I hate them. They're awful.
I'm going to edit this part out.
We have, so there's ultra running memes that on Instagram that calls them thick boys, and ultra, which is what I wear, is called a flat boy. So we have the thick boy versus flat boy wars all the time.
Oh, okay.
But I wear ultras exclusively now. like everyone else, start out with random shoes that I bought at like DSW because I had no clue. And they were pretty and I wanted them to be pretty and match my outfits. So that's what I did. And then like you, I went to Roadrunners. They fitted me. I never felt right in shoes though. Like nothing ever really worked for me. I had some hip problems. I went to the Runner's World Festival, which is sponsored by Ultra. So they had this Ultra, setup, I guess, where they were selling them. And some guy came up to me, started talking to me. I started talking about, wanting to try them. So he was super passionate and crazy about how like amazing these were, about how they have a wide toe box and how they're a 0 drop and how, naturally we're supposed to do this and blah, blah, blah. And he just went on and on and on. And he was fabulous. And he convinced me I had to try these. He's like, I will give you my card. If they don't work, you can call me personally on this phone number and I will return them for you because we don't normally return them from expos. I was like, oh my goodness. Okay, then. So then,
got you.
Right? He totally got me. So I wore them and then I go into like, how at races, they have those, not conventions, but those speaker series. So I go into the speaker series and it turns out that the guy who sold me my first pair of Ultras was the founder and creator of Ultra. No one. Golden. No wonder he was so passionate about his shoes because he's the one who created them. So that is how I began being an Ultra wearer. And I haven't had an injury since as far as my hips were concerned. So I don't know whether it's placebo effect or whether they work, but I do really like that they have a really wide toe box.
Yeah, that's for me. Like, that's what I noticed yesterday when I was wearing my new shoes with them not being wide. Like, they fit fine, but when I was running, I was like, I need a wider toe box than this.
Yeah.
So I think that was the problem.
I've never had too many issues. Of course, I started out with the, whatever, random Nikes off the shelf or whatever,
Michael, I think your feet would argue that you've never had any problems.
Are we talking about this?
He tries to show us. He's trying to show us his toe.
Thank God there's no video this week. So I, on the first Disney marathon and some rando Nikes, and then they probably weren't even like good enough for running a marathon. Technically, they were probably more for running like 2 or 3 miles. I think I rented some Asics for a while. I felt like that's the normal upgrade you go to. You're like, oh, the Asics, they look thicker. I'll use those. And then I used Brooks for quite a long time. I still kind of like the Brooks. I just haven't used them in a while. I think I ran that half last year in them. In Brooks. Now I'm thinking about it.
What, the one that you PR'd in?
Yeah, I think I ran the Shamrock in Brooks, actually. So I was still mixing in Brooks even last year, and then I switched over. I had Hoka's and Brooks that I kind of switched back and forth on, but now I mostly just do Hoka now. But I do like the Brooks as well. But I never had any issue. Like I had never bought any pair of sneakers at any store. Or running shoes, whatever you want to say. I ordered them from Amazon or I ordered them from
so you've never been
warehouse.
fitted.
Yeah. I've never, but I feel like I'm a pretty normal size and I don't have any issues with like having to have a wide fit or anything like that. So for me, it's like a little simpler. Yeah.
You've never felt like you have had like stability issues or pronation or like, because there's all those kinds of issues out there. You overpronate, you underpronate, you like my shoes wear really bad because I'm definitely an overpronator.
I have no idea what you're saying.
And you can see when I run, like I run with my feet in, and you can actually see the wear pattern on my shoes really, really badly based off of that. And so I'm really hard on my shoes. I can't get that many miles. Like what they say, you're supposed to be able to get 300 to 400 miles out of shoes. Yeah. And by like 250, my shoes are worn. Like I'm hard on my shoes.
Yeah, well, you're running all those miles. Well, and then I don't know, when you go and get fitted, you find out like all this weird stuff. Like my feet are 2 different sizes, and I didn't know that my entire life until I went to Roadrunners, and I thought maybe it was a fluke, but they've told me that like 3 times that my feet are 2 different sizes. Like I'm a 7 and a 7.5. So I always buy size 8 shoes. So I'm always like, I've never had like shoes, no matter what they are. It doesn't matter if they're like high heels or running shoes. Like I'm always like, my shoes like never fit quite right. And now I know why. It's because
you're supposed to size up in running shoes, right? You're supposed to like,
I've never done that either.
Oh, really? I have to. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm like a 7.5 also, but I wear 8s in all my running shoes.
That's weird. I don't know. I've never had an issue though. I mean, other than this toe.
You keep saying you don't have any issues, and your feet are just falling apart. I've never lost a toenail. Mine have never gone black. Like, just.
So for me, I'm very brand loyal. Since the beginning, I've been running in Brooks Ghosts.
I like those.
I've been just basically graduating from like 9 to 10 to 11 to 12. I think we're up to like 12 or 13 now. But just like a lot of things in running, you find something that works and you don't mess with it. And
like,
I haven't had any issues really.
Okay. Because I know they changed the design from like shoe to shoe. Sometimes you haven't had any, like when they go up to like the 12, like sometimes they narrow the toe box or they mess with it.
I got fitted, so I need them wider. But I basically buy the exact same size shoe every single time, and just keep graduating to the next version up.
Yeah. I don't know, like, because I'm very loyal to glycerins. Like that's what I usually buy. And there are some versions that like I haven't been happy with.
Yeah, so, that's what I hear. Like when they change. And I had that problem when I first started because I wore Brooks. And then when they changed, they went up to the next number, I had issues with it. And I think that's around the time that I went to Ultra. But Ultra is a 0 drop. So I feel like once you go to the 0 drop, it's harder to rotate to a different like shoe.
I don't know what that means.
So from the front of the shoe to the, from the back of the shoe to the front of the shoe, it's flat. Like there is no drop whatsoever. Normally when you look at the heel of a shoe and the front of a shoe, there's like a drop from the back to the front. And
the heel's thicker.
Yeah, the heel's thicker, so there's a drop. The Ultras have a 0 drop, so it's supposed to align your hips better because your foot's not dropped. Gotcha. So, I mean, obviously people swear by them like I do, and other people who are like, these just don't work for me. So I don't know. I love them. I am not necessarily a loyal person to one particular model either. Like I rotate them. For my trail shoes, I have 2 different trail shoes that I like. And for road shoes, I probably rotate between like 3 or 4 different Ultras.
Yeah.
I like my Speed Goats for the trails. They're the ones I've been happiest with any trail shoe.
Yeah. What about inserts? Do you guys use inserts at all?
No.
I used to, again, because my chiropractor and because my podiatrist and everybody in the entire world, when I hurt my ankle, told me I should be in inserts. And so I had custom made ones made again. And I tried them for one run and I was like, I hate these things. These are awful. But then I know people who swear by them.
Yeah, I typically get them, but I don't know. Sometimes I'll have like a pair that have inserts and then a pair that don't have inserts, and then I'll kind of alternate back and forth. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just something I do.
Yeah. I mean, I have been told that rotating your shoes is actually a good thing because the way you wear a shoe will also work different muscles. I don't know whether it's true, but
I'm athletic.
Wow.
I got this weird thing that's been happening on my right foot. So I can tell when a pair of shoes is ready to be retired because the big toe on my right foot will start to pop through the top of my shoe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he has like a little hole at the top of all of his running shoes.
I had that happen to one of my recent pairs of shoes. I had that happen.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's how you run.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
I have a bad habit of like crunching my toes up and causing like calluses on the top of my toes.
I used to do that. I don't do that anymore, but I used to do that as well.
Yeah, every once in a while I get in that habit where I like crunch my toes up while I'm running. I don't know why I do it.
Yeah.
Do you guys change up shoes between trail and road?
Yes.
Yeah, depending on the trail.
Yeah, because trail shoes have like more grip on the bottom of them, so that you grip the trail or the dirt better.
Yeah, it depends though, because if it's just a regular trail around here, I mean, we don't have anything.
You probably don't need them for South Jersey kind of trails, but like if you're going to be on rocks and stuff like that. And it really depends on the trail too, because I have ones that when I tried to use them on the rocks, the soles were too thick and the grip was almost too much that they would get caught on the rock. And like that actually was one of the reasons why I tripped and fell that one day on the Appalachian, because the shoe had too much almost that like tread. Gotcha. Yeah. So
interesting. What about like recovery? Do you guys do like any recovery type shoes?
UFOs.
Yeah.
I love my UFOs. Love them.
Crocs, I guess. I don't know.
Crocs are for everyday wear, Michael. You've seen me.
Crocs, or I don't know. I just leave my shoes on.
No, I love the feel of the super cushy, like archy feel of the UFOs.
Yeah, I remember after I did one of my, I don't know, it was early on. It was like my second or third half marathon. And everyone's like, get the UFOs. Like, they're so great for after a run. And now I'm like so used to them. I love them. But like the first time I wore them after a race, I remember stopping at like a Giant or something afterwards and trying to walk in them. And being like a baby deer on ice. Like I like couldn't get my feet, and like my body hurt.
Yeah.
Like they're weren't lifting, and like I had these like ridiculously thick shoes on, and now I'm so used to it. After a race, like if I don't have them, I get like upset.
Yeah, and they're pretty expensive. And I remember the first time someone being like, "Oh, they're amazing," and I'm like, "I'm not spending $50 on a pair of flip flops. Are you crazy?" But now I tell every single person that will listen that they are the most amazing shoe, like sandal in the entire world for after, and they're worth every single penny after a run.
We went to go visit my aunt and uncle over July 4th, and they're boaters, and they wear them on the boat.
Yeah.
Because it like absorbs as like they're bouncing on the waves.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, these are running sandals. And they're like, what are you talking about?
Oh, boy.
Oh, I guess it takes the impact. That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move up the body because we just spent a really long time on shoes.
I think shoes are most important, though. I think that's what most people ask.
Yeah.
Like when someone's new to running, the first thing they ask is like, well, what shoes do I get?
That's true. But you know what? I feel like the shoe is like so personal. It's hard to give people advice on a shoe for me. Like people will be like, oh, get fitted. But then other people don't believe that like that's.
Well, I would say if you generally have issues getting shoes that fit properly, you should get fitted.
Yeah.
Like I've never had that issue. So for me, it didn't really make sense. But
I did get fitted, and I never even felt like it. In the end, it helped me. So I don't know what the answer to that is. I just feel like
personal preference.
Yeah, it definitely is super personal. Like what kind of shoes you wear.
I would say though, if you do have issues like finding shoes that fit properly in general, then you definitely want to get at least measured and fit it. You know.
Yeah, I feel like someone posted on Facebook recently like what people wear. And they wanted to know what people's favorite run shoe was. And on that thread, there was like 50 something comments, and every single person said a different shoe. So, I mean, it's so hard to like give advice.
I think you just try a couple different and then see what you like. I recommend buying older models that are cheaper. There's absolutely no reason to buy the latest model. They don't change things. You know, the technology is not moving that quickly where, you know, none of us are pro runners, so it's that 2% difference is, you know, not making a damn bit of difference.
No, my problem is that for older models, like they never. I guess I have like one of the common sizes, so they'll have
there's that
everything
problem
below me and then everything above me, and not what I need.
Are you an 8 also?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
God, it's the worst.
Yeah.
That's definitely an issue.
Yeah.
That's true. I do agree with that.
All right. So what's going up the body? The flip belt? Is that? I see belts.
Yeah, I'm a flip belt girl.
I'm a flip belt girl also.
Only because it's so, and I guess when we talk about like clothing, we'll get into this. But I've had a lot of trouble finding clothes with pockets,
Yes.
pants with pockets or skirts with pockets. There's a couple that we'll talk about on a different episode. But my standard like running capris that I wear every day do not have pockets. So I have to have a flip belt for my phone. I used to keep it in my bra all sweaty and disgusting.
Oh my God, I was going to ask about that.
It's just like in my bra strap.
I see runners doing that all the time. Well, one, I don't have boobs enough to like make that work for me. And two, I always think that to myself, like how disgusting that phone must get.
Disgusting.
But I see lots of people doing it.
It's disgusting. And I tried the armband and I hated the armband.
Yeah.
The flip belt works. I have one of the mega iPhones now. I don't know like what it is, but it's the big one. And it doesn't quite fit in my flip belt anymore. So
do you have the large flip belt? Because I just bought two that are
I need to upgrade.
Yeah. So I just bought two that are the like thicker ones that are a little larger. So my extra large phone now fits in it.
I like belts, but I don't like them in the heat.
Yeah, that's true. The heat,
because they get so wet.
I've been trying to find pant or shorts with pockets, which we'll talk about, because I feel like the reason why we want to talk about clothing is because I think that clothing brings us into like weather conversation and takes us into tangents that we don't really want to go into right now. So I am a flip belt girl also for those same reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Michael. That they do like I will take mine off, and it will be like I could wring it out. It's like
like 10 pounds. Yeah.
And then people always think like I'll be after a race or like after a running group, and I want to take it off immediately, and it always looks like you're taking your pants off. People are always watching you like really close.
Well, so have you tried other belts? Like, so I tried Nathan has a belt that's supposed to be like the flip belt, but my phone didn't fit in it. So that was an issue. They have like those spy belt ones that are the clip, and then you pull it tighter. And they've got like lots of like space to like it to expand, so your phone will fit in it, but not a lot of other stuff. So what I like about the flip belt is that you have that front part where you can slide the phone in, but then you also have back parts where you can put other things like your keys, and it's got like a hook that you can hook your key to so that it doesn't fall. If it in case it slips out, it doesn't completely get lost because you can clip it to something.
Oh, you know what? Okay, the one I've been using is Stash Bands.
What's that?
It's the really wide one.
The really wide one that you like.
Yeah, it's like 6. It'll fit any phone. It'll fit even the big phones.
Oh, gotcha. But yeah, I like the flip belt because I just put like all my goodies and stuff in it. Although we're going to talk, I guess, about water and hydration stuff next. But if I'm not carrying like my water belt with me, that's where like my goos or my nutrition and stuff go. Like everything goes in there.
Do you have the one that has the zipper?
Oh, I have the zipper one too.
No.
Yeah, so the zipper one is the one that I was talking about that's a little thicker. So I think that's what you probably need for the large iPhone. So the back part of it now has a zipper too. So you can actually put things and feel like they're going to, like I can put my driver's license in there and a credit card and feel like, oh, it's never going to slide out.
Yeah. I'm always like, you always see somebody who's lost a license or a credit card on like on a race day, and I'm like, that definitely fell to someone's flip belt when they were getting like a nutrition or their phone.
So I have a question. When you put on your flip belt, the whole purpose of the flip belt, right, is that you slide the stuff in and then you flip it. Do you ever flip yours?
Wait, what?
So the point of the flip belt, that's why it's called flip belt, is the holes are on the outside, right? Mm-hmm. You slide your phone in, and then you're supposed to flip it so the holes are now on the inside so that nothing can fall out.
I do, but if I ever have to get anything out of it, or if I'm getting in and out of it for any reason, then I don't think I flip it back over.
I literally never flip it because I always want my phone for a picture. Like I'm always going to want my phone out at some point during the run, and I know that, so I never flip it.
Yeah, the one thing is the pain is like sometimes like you can't, because it just has like little like holes throughout it to get your stuff out, and sometimes like your phone or whatever you're trying to get has like gone too far away from one of the holes, and it takes you like a minute to like where I can't get it out.
Tom, do you use a belt?
So I have a unique problem, Aaron. I don't have a butt. So I have a few different like
no, but it's just gone.
It's not.
It's just
he's
gone.
got nothing. His back goes immediately into his legs. Like we were joking about it one day, and I didn't believe him. And then like I actually looked, and I was like, "There's no butt there."
So Tom, you have no butt.
Yeah. So what happens is, I have several of like the Nathan's belts where it's got the clasp, and I can't make it tight enough. So like when I'm running, it just feels like I'm running with a very loose fanny pack on.
Okay.
And it's always kind of bouncing. It's like that just gets annoying.
Yeah, that's like the spy belt I was talking about, where it bounced like it just is the pouch almost in the front.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we were at Disney at one of the expos, and Diana bought me one of the Roost Sport kind of pouches that just go over your waistband.
Okay.
And it has a really powerful magnet.
Oh, okay.
It looked awesome. And I've tried it, and it I think it works okay for like a shorter run. But like just like anything, I think it gets a little bit annoying as it goes on. And it's really well made. It's got plenty of space.
I kind of want to steal it and try it.
You can definitely steal it because, like, again, no butt, so there's nothing for it to steal.
Yeah. So basically, it's a little bag, and then it kind of you put the larger part with all your stuff in your pants, and then it laps over like your pants.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
Itself.
Okay.
That was a terrible description.
I understand what you mean, though, but you don't have a favorite belt.
I don't have a favorite belt.
Okay.
I mean,
no, you use your pockets a lot when you run.
I do.
Well, if you have pockets and they work, I mean, that's easier.
Yeah, and we'll get into this when we get into clothing on a future episode. But like, I run in basketball shorts, and like it's not tight to my thigh, so like I have just a handful of shorts that I like to wear that are sort of tight to my thigh, so that my phone isn't just flopping around.
You don't have any 5.5-inch inseams going on?
I do not.
Like that's the new thing. That's what you got to wear everywhere.
Oh boy. All right. From there, since we're talking about belts, do you wear a water belt or like a hydration belt, or do you wear a vest?
So I have a couple things. God, I have so much, like I was like on race day, I have just so much crap I'm just throwing on my body, like for no distance at all. Like I feel like if I'm running anything more than 3, I need my hydration belt. Because, and everyone laughs at me, but I have this thing where I don't want the race to tell me when I'm thirsty. I want to have water when I want to have water. I
completely understand that. Yeah, no, completely.
And I used to carry water, and then switched. I have a Nathan, just like the standard hydration belt. I think like everyone has it whenever I'm out anywhere. Most people have it. It's got 2 little water bottles, like 12-ounce water bottles, and then a small pouch in the middle. And that's where I put like my goos or like my ID and all that. But I've never tried the vest. And then I also have a little belt that I put my my bib on as well, which we'll I think talk about later when we're talking about how we're keeping our bib and all that gear on. But
Tom,
I've never tried a vest.
Do you do what do you do for water?
I have a handheld amphipod water bottle. It's the same one that I've used since the beginning.
Oh wow.
Okay. And you like having it in your hand? You don't mind having something in your hand?
Yeah, it doesn't really bother me that much. I don't go at like if it's anything more than a 5K, I'll bring it. But if it's like a 5K, I won't bring it. And especially in a race, like if there's water on course within a 5K, I won't even bring it.
And
but you won't carry it with you on like a half marathon.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And do you just have them refill it when it's low, or?
Yeah, I mean, typically what I'll do is if there's water on the course, I'll drink the water on the course.
Okay.
And I'll just add this as a backup.
All right.
In case I need it.
I have tried every hydration thing known to man. I probably spent more money on hydration than I did on shoes. I think I tried like 5 different belts. I realized I cannot wear it on the waist, like the bounce of it. I could never find one.
With your hips.
I don't have hips, I guess, at all. So like nothing ever worked. And so I went to the hydration vest. I had a camel pack when I first started, and now I wear a Nathan's vest that I am in love with. It is like so soft and buttery. It was made by, it's the Nathan's Vapor How is what it's called. And it's like, How is an ultra runner. She's and like they had 2 ultra runners. Karar is the male version, How is the female version, and they had them come in and give input onto like what an ultra runner or a runner would want on the trail, like as far as where they'd want pouches and where they'd want to like tighten and all that. So it fits really well. I went through probably 3 or 4 different vests, also like Ultimate Direction. I don't know, some other ones, but this is where I settled. So I really like this one.
I'm always nervous to try a vest because I've got big arms, fat arms, and I'm always scared like I'm gonna rub and chafe on a vest. I've just been try one.
A lot of like the regular, just more hydration ones are open on the sides anyway.
Yeah, and even this one, like I there's a runner, I always forget her name.
Oh, Myrna.
Yeah, Myrna. She wears a Nathan's one, and she's a bigger girl too. She's you should look her up. She's a really good runner. She's an ultra distance runner who has a pretty big following on Instagram and stuff. So I'll send you her name. I'll link to her even for you guys.
Awesome.
So yeah, she wears hydration vests all the time. She does ultras wearing them. So
yeah, maybe I'll take the leap. It was when we were marathon training, I was doing it with my friends Nikki and Nicole, who I've mentioned before. And both of them had hydration belts, and I felt like I was like odd man out. They had vests, and I had the belt. I was the odd man out with the belt.
The other thing I like about the vest too is it's easier to carry stuff.
yeah.
Like the belt just gets so heavy. Like all of us, I tried all the hydration belts, the one with the giant bottle in the back where it feels like it's bouncing all over the place and you want to die. But it felt like too much pressure on my bladder all the time, like the constant bouncing from the bottle in the back and stuff like that. So I just use handhelds unless I'm wearing a vest, and but a handheld, I just use a soft flask and with no handle or anything. So it just, once I'm done with it, I can just stick it in my pocket.
Now for shorter runs, what he's saying is use the soft flask one. So the soft flasks are made to go in the front pouches of the vests, but we just use them in our hand. And what I like about them is they're collapsible. So like as you are done, like as you drink, they get smaller and smaller, and then you can just put it in your pocket if it's empty.
Once you're done, it's so small.
I like that. I did buy one of the special like flip belt water bottles, which I'll bring if I'm going like a short distance. So because I'm already wearing the flip belt, it just fits in there, so it's easy.
I bought them too, and I hated them.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't like them.
Yeah, like any of this kind of stuff is going to be whatever feels good while you're doing it,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I went through a pretty long process of trial and error. Tom, who's the loyalist over there, and has been wearing the same shoes and holding the same water bottle the whole time. I, on the other hand, am the complete opposite.
No, but that's good because it worked out.
Yeah, for him.
Yeah, but I mean, I've definitely been in races and seen, like, I know some of our friends wear these hydration packs, and I'm like, that looks like something I could get into. Whereas like there's other places to put your phone and your
that is nice,
nutrition and all that kind of stuff. So like I'm kind of piecemealing all that together. It goes where I can fit it.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you have like a set of gear like that, that's just kind of like a second armor that you're putting on as part of your how you're getting ready for that race. So
yeah, I mean, you guys saw us during the 100K attempt with our vests, our well-oiled machine. What did you call it? The NASCAR pit stop.
You know what's funny? Well, kind of creepy. So I was taking pictures of you guys, and you guys are wearing your vests. I have never done a Google search for hydration vests ever. And I guess some Google saw those pictures or Facebook saw those pictures and now my news feed on Facebook is a bunch of those hydration.
Oh God.
And I've never even thought about buying one, and now it's every other ad.
Oh my God,
that's hilarious.
It's the weirdest thing.
They know what you know what you're thinking. So I think we've been talking about gear for a long time, and we could probably keep talking about it. So why don't we do this and put a pin in what we're talking about now? Continue this conversation in our next episode. So for you guys listening, we'll do a post on Facebook, and we'll probably do it on Instagram as well. And you can tell us what other gear you want us to talk about. We're going to talk about, I think, some headphones, sunglasses, bib dots, that kind of thing. But if you have anything else on your list you'd like to hear about, let us know. But anything else on shoes or water bottles or foot belts, anything like that from us?
I don't think so. I think.
Oh, one quick thing on vests. Don't cheap out on them.
Oh, yeah.
The cheaper ones are not comfortable generally. That's one thing I learned.
You pay for what you get.
Yeah, unfortunately, and especially with those, the fabric is just better. It's more comfortable. They're built better. That's just one
yeah.
thing.
I agree with that. I mean, the vest I wear was very expensive, and I hope to not have to worry about investing in one anytime soon. But I think that was part of it too. Like, because I said, I went through several of them, and so that was it. Is that I went through probably 3 before I got to this one, and a couple of them weren't cheap, but the first one was. And if you want to talk about chafing, that one chafed me pretty badly.
Oh God.
Yeah. So you just got to find what you like, and you got to be willing. I mean, it's like I started this conversation, right? You're told you can just go out there and run. It's not true, guys. It's not true.
It's a very expensive free sport.
Yeah, if you want your feet to be happy, you got to spend the money on the shoes. If you want, your storage and your hydration to be right, you got to spend the money on the water bottles. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, all right. Like Diana said, we'll put a pin in that. And real quick, we are going to go through last week's poll results from the Would You Rather, which was, would you rather a blister under your toenail or to have flies buzzing around your head, as Michael is showing us his disgusting toenail again. Thank God for Diana. She wasn't looking. We had 25 votes between Instagram and Facebook. We had 64% of the people who said that they would rather have a toe blister versus 36% that said that they would have flies flying around their head. This did not actually get as much of a reaction as I expected. Like, I kind of expected a visceral reaction to one or the other, and it didn't really get much. But we did get Raf, who said that he said 100% annoyed versus sometimes annoyed and never lose the toenails equals him playing the odds and going for the toenail blister.
Oh, God.
He's all about those odds. And then Robert said that he's run with blisters before. You just pop it and you move on.
Yeah, do you though?
So he would rather the toe blister.
See, there you go.
I don't even remember what my response was, so I actually shouldn't be reacting right now.
You said toe blister. I said toe blister. You said toe blister.
Like this one?
Stop! Jeez.
I feel like there was no winners in that one.
No winners.
Not a single winner. Diana, what you got for us this week?
Oh my God, guys, I did my homework. I did not come up with a name for my segment. So maybe that's how we can get everyone involved. But I thought when we were talking about a particular topic, or just when I wanted to talk about something weird and pop culture-y, I could just tailor this to whatever we needed. So I was going to do basically a little quiz for you guys and ask you a question. And this week I'm going to talk about gear. And Tom always calls me a troll. He basically I'm a bridge troll. Most
Because
of the
you
time.
are short and troll-like, or because you like to troll
There's
people?
multiple things. Like I'm short and troll-like and kind of cranky, and then I'm also like constantly picking fights on the internet.
Do you live under a bridge and tell people to pay the troll
in the comments where I shouldn't be?
Pay the troll toll.
Like we'll be watching TV and I'll turn over and look at her and she's feverishly typing and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm in the comments. I'm stirring up some stuff on Facebook."
This is Diana and I's favorite pastime.
Yeah. So I figured this could be something with a troll, and my mind immediately went to answer me these questions 3. So I'm going to ask each of you guys a question about running gear and see if I can stump you. And these are kind of hard, so we can decide later if you guys would like multiple choice or if I can just continue to torture you with ridiculously hard questions.
Oh, great.
Yay.
I'm not sure that I wanted Diana to do her homework.
Yeah. So I've got 3 questions here. I'm just going to ask them in whatever order. We can do it a couple of different ways. I can either just read the question and anyone can kind of jump in and guess, or I can give each of you a question because I have 3.
Oh.
I say give us each a question.
Oh, no. I was going to say, this is a team effort. This feels like it should be a team effort.
No, each a question.
Each a question. All right, who's going first?
I'll go first.
Okay. Tom, the average runner buys how many pairs of shoes every year? We just talked a lot about shoes and how often we're buying them.
Average runner buys, I'm going to say 3 pairs of shoes every year.
Do we get to steal?
2 pairs of shoes every year.
That makes sense.
That's good. I should throw it up for a steal. This is what happens when you don't plan. The average runner buys 2 pairs of shoes every year.
I am not an average runner.
They are not running the miles we're apparently running, or they're not switching them out.
Yeah.
Frequently.
I was going to say, because I definitely probably buy like 7 pairs of shoes.
Yeah.
I buy a lot. All right, I'm going next.
You're going next.
I'm going next.
Oh, I'll ask you the lady question.
Ooh.
So, women have had it tough in sports. When was the first commercially available sports bra available?
Oh my.
I have a year, but if you get kind of in the range, I'll accept it.
Like the 80s? Is the 80s? I'm going to go commercial. Gosh. Let's go with like 80. We'll go with 81. I don't know why, but I'm going with...
That's not right. You're close. Anybody want to steal?
I'll say 84.
So 1975 was when the first athletic bra was created. And then 2 years later, in 77, there was an all-around exercise bra called the Jock Bra created.
Oh my gosh.
The Jock
Bra. The Jock Bra.
For years and years and years, basically wearing a normal bra. I can't even imagine.
No, I can't either. That's insane.
Yeah. All right, Michael, last but not least. So this is another gear, kind of a nutrition based question. So we one of the big nutrition empires that our runners take part in is GOO. GOO Energy Lab. And it feels like we've always had it. It's always been there. But it hasn't. When was GOO created?
I'm going to say 2009.
Oh,
no.
That is not right.
What?
Aaron, that's not right. Aaron's making a face.
Yeah, I feel like it 2009. Wait, what year is it?
It's 2020.
11 years ago. I would say later. Is it later than that?
No.
Oh, no, it's earlier than that. Okay.
No, I wouldn't say later. I think I guessed pretty late. Or late.
Tom, what's your guess?
It's just a guess. I'm gonna just go with 2005.
I feel like he's looking at the screen.
Can't see the screen.
Peter, it's actually been around longer than you thought. All of you guys thought. So it was actually created by a biochemist in 1990.
Wow.
And the actual company was founded in 1994.
I did not realize it was around that long.
Yeah, I would not have thought that either.
So we all learned something today.
Ooh, we're smarter.
So when we, I don't know, do trolling around with Diana or whatever we're going to call this, I will come up with some questions related to our topic, or again, whatever pop culture nonsense I want to talk about that week.
All right.
Wow, I'm stunned about the goo one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, you listen to this podcast and you actually learn stuff. Maybe not from us directly, but we'll teach you something.
True.
All right, guys. It's time for something good. I'll kick us off this week. We've been doing a lot of binge watching, and specifically within the last 2 weeks, we've been binge watching 2 shows. One is The Mindy Project, which is not a new show, but it stars Mindy Kaling. And Diana watched this when it was on originally, and she just got me into it. It is so funny, and her comedic timing is fantastic.
It's my favorant show.
So if you want
loved Mindy Project.
Oh, I love it. If you want something light, something just to make you laugh, it's phenomenal. And then the other one is The Umbrella Academy, which is on Netflix. It's about a superhero family. No spoilers, but that's a really good one too. So Mindy Project, Umbrella Academy, binge them, and you will not be sorry.
Yeah, we watched The Umbrella Academy when it first came out in 2019, and I couldn't remember anything about it. So I made us rewatch all of season 1 before we started season 2. And I actually like season 2 better than season 1.
Huh.
So yeah, it was good.
Well.
Yeah. Go ahead, Michael.
Oh, yeah. Mine was also a show that I had seen previously, but then we binged, and it's a little show called Luther. With
someone else just told us to watch that.
It's so good.
With one Idris Elba as John Luther, who has many bizarre things happen to him as a detective in the UK. Yeah, we just finished up the 5th season. It's not a lot of episodes. I mean, there's between 6 and 2 episodes per season.
Yeah.
So it's
super bingeable.
Yeah, very bingeable, about an hour each. And the first 3 seasons were pretty close time-wise together. And then there was some gaps, obviously, because of his acting career and his DJing career, if you were unaware of that.
I actually am not sure I'm aware of his DJing career.
Oh, you didn't know he also did
No,
DJ?
I did not know he was
kind
a
of
DJ.
like Jeremy Renner is a singer.
Oh, God. Have you...
He's got an album.
Oh, my God. Yes. If you guys do not know, you have to look that up. It's amazing.
Downloading it now.
I would suggest you just follow his Instagram. He does have a beautiful house up by Tahoe, actually.
I wanted to use this a few times ago and I just forgot to, so I'm going to shout it out right now. The it's the Trail Running Film Festival. They actually are a real film festival that they do in Seattle twice a year, once in the spring, once in the fall. But because of COVID, they had to cancel. So they've been doing these online version ones where you sign up for $10. You get a video link to these films that are being created by small little, amateur film creators, along with some bigger names too, but they're mostly just these shorts about trail running. and different things. It's really good. We've been watching them. They had one in May, June, July, and they
that's cool.
August's was last night. And then when you pay for it, it's $10 and it becomes available. Like you have all week to watch it. So they send you the link and you can watch all the films after that. So it's just a way to support them while they can't actually have a film festival, and to support the filmmakers that are, out there doing these little films. So we've been doing that. That's been really fun.
Awesome. We might have to check that out. And then my something good for this week is, I've been waiting for it for so long, is Howard. The documentary on Howard Ashman premiered on Disney Plus on Friday. And I've been waiting for this. This actually premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival back in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been waiting and waiting and waiting for it to be anywhere.
Yeah.
I was like, it's going to go to like a limited run theater, or it's going to be available to purchase, or it just wasn't available anywhere for 2 years. So I'm so excited we got to see it. It was beautiful. If you guys saw Waking Sleeping Beauty, Don Hahn, who is one of the producers at Disney, he did that film as well. So a lot of the footage is the same, but it's great to just show Howard for who he is. He's from Baltimore, and he's very connected to like the John Waters Divine scene here in Baltimore. So he's kind of like a local legend here. So not only does he have this great Disney connection, he's got that Baltimore connection for us as well. And I could not wait for it. So it was beautiful. I hard sobbed through, I don't know, 50% of it. At the end,
Yeah.
I was like hyperventilating, crying. It's so good.
Yeah. We watched it as well on Saturday night, I believe it was. And if you ask, I guess it was Friday. I guess it was the day it came out. If you ask Michael, I hard sobbed through the end of that as well. He turned and he was like, "Are you crying?" And I was like, I wasn't just crying. I was like sobbing at the end of it. So
I had to blow my nose.
it was beautifully done. And the thing that's interesting about it, I'm sorry, I'm going to hop onto your something good, was so that they don't, the people who speak about it, they don't actually show them. It's just a lot of footage, and it's really amazing to see like the old footage of all the different things and the pictures and the history and all of that. I thought that it was a very well put together documentary.
Yeah, Don Hahn's doing a lot of great stuff. He does all the he's a producer on all the Disney nature films now. So like the chimpanzees and all of those.
Yeah. I loved it.
Animation. Yeah, I geeked out when I saw him at D23 last year. I was like screaming. I was like, stop being so aggressive with the animators and Imagineers, not the celebrities.
It's a bit much. All right, y'all. We are podcasting so hard right now. Just to kind of wrap us up, thank you everyone for your feedback. Please continue to engage with each other and with us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, at Will Run For Podcast. Please feel free to comment on Facebook, or you can always send us an email to or willrunforpodcast@gmail.com. Quick reminder, we're going to have a new episode every other Monday. And another shameless request, please, if you're on Apple, please leave us a review. Please leave us a 5-star review.
We'll read it.
Here. 5 stars.
5 stars. And the ratings are cool, but also just to hear your feedback and read your feedback on those reviews is really cool. And so we can share some of those. Yeah. So this is Tom, and for Aaron, Michael, and Diana, we will see you later.
Bye, friends.
Bye. Have a good one.